bestrobo.in, your favorite robotic and electronics store in India.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mifratech. Today in this section we will learn about heartbeat sensor. So, or you can also call a pulse sensor. It is mainly used in order to measure the heartbeat rate. So, this is how a heartbeat sensor or a pulse sensor will look like. As you can see inside this, inside this green one, we have to put our finger. So this will read the heartbeat and it will give us the values, so that we can we can connect it to any microcontroller and we can read the values. So it mainly has 3 pins. There will be like a ground pin, and that have to connect to ground, and VCC we have to provide power supply and signal. So this signal pin, through the signal pin only it will send the heartbeat, whatever it is measuring as the values to the microcontroller. So heartbeat sensor mainly like it is a simple way in order to measure the heartbeat rate. Directly we can measure. You just if you like put finger in that heartbeat sensor, it will directly measure the heartbeat rate. So the amount of blood in the finger changes with respect to time. So depending on that only it will measure the heartbeat rate. The sensor is mainly based on the IR molded in silicon. So that inside that fingerprint there will be like IR molded silicon is there. So once whenever like finger is inserted, the heartbeat will be not missed. So in order to calculate the heart rate based on the blood flow of the fingertip, so it mainly depends how it will measure means amount of blood flow in the fingertip. Based on that, a heart rate sensor is assembled with the help of there will be an op-amp will be there. So that fingertip whatever the fingers heartbeat sensor is there, that we are connected to an op-amp for monitoring the heartbeat pulses. So the thumb heartbeat sensor adds an amplification and noise cancellation circuitry to the heartbeat. So the sensor, it may, in order to work work this heartbeat sensor, we have to provide a power supply, or 3 volts or 5 volts we have to provide. We can connect it to any microcontroller, and we have to provide, in order to turn on this, we have to provide either 3 or 5 volts power supply. So what are the different features of this heartbeat sensor means? It has a this is the heartbeat. It will be continuously detecting the heartbeat rate, and it will give sensing the values and sending it to the value like any controller. And it has a diameter of 0.65 and a thickness of 0.125. The operating voltage will be like in the range of between 3.3 or 3 to 5 volts. So there is a there will be like a plug and play type of sensor. So there will be like op-amp controller board will be there. For that we have to connect this flash sensor to that op-amp the controller board, which we have to interface with any microcontroller. So the current utilization will be like 4 milliamps is there. So the circuit mainly includes an amplification and noise cancellation. So it will mainly it will whatever the reading whatever the heartbeat it is reading, it will do both amplification and noise cancellation. So like in order to indicate the heartbeat, there will be like a LED will be blinking whenever it detects the heartbeat is detected. So what are the different pins present in this means? Mainly it has 3 pins, ground, VCC and signal. So ground we have to connect to ground of the system, and VCC we have to provide either 5 or 3 volts or between 5 to 3 volts. And signal, as you can see, this is the output signal. This we have to connect to like a controller, where we can see the output in a LCD display or a serial monitor you can see. So next we will see how to interface this pulse sensor or heartbeat sensor to Arduino Uno. So as you can see, it has mainly 3 pins. So like a power supply, that is VCC, I have connected to 5 volts from the Arduino Uno. Then ground I have connected to ground of Arduino Uno, and as it is giving the analog values, so that I have connected to pin number A0, that is the analog pin of Arduino Uno. So this is the simple connection in order to interface a pulse sensor or a heartbeat sensor to Arduino Uno. So in order to work this like a pulse sensor, or in order to read the values from this after interfacing, will write is like a sample code in order to in order to interface. After that, in order to dump we have to dump this sample code, or we can code according to our project. So after writing the code, if we run the code, finally my output will be like heartbeat will be, we can if we connect it to an LCD display means we can see the heartbeat rate in the LCD display, or we can also see in the serial monitor if you use a serial print also. So what are the applications of this pulse sensor means? This sensor can be used for sleep tracking, or this sensor can be used for anxiety monitoring in order to measure the heartbeat continuously. like a remote patient monitoring or any alarm system. If a patient heartbeat is like varying, or and it is beyond, and it is very too or very low, very high, or means on that condition, in the program if we use a buzzer also, means in order we can alert the patient whenever his heartbeat is falling down that time. So there are a different application in the health industry. You can make use of this pulse sensor. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you.